no fear, only fight. I'm fearless, it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong, forever young, may you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back.
But just an after party hangover update here. The last episode had me and Julius Caesar making predictions for SummerSlam. Well, it turns out I did win predictions. Of course, it's not a tripod. It's a hangover. I got to win when it's not a tripod. Anyway, I digress. And his punishment or assignment was to live tweet Raw. And just in the nick of time, Triple H made everything better. If you want to check out his live tweeting, he's actually been live tweeting a couple episodes of Monday Night Raw. So go ahead and check him out and follow him on Twitter at Julius_Caesar. Now enjoy After Party Hangover episode 106. JH returns. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, he is the man who tells us what day it is and what we're celebrating. He's not the most liked guy in APPW because he is the leader of the fudging elite. He is Matthew JH 138. How have you been doing, sir? How are you? How's your week?
You know what? Number one, how are you? It's a pretty hectic week, but that's how it usually is in the life of 138. But you know what? It is what it is.
Hey, we got to see
stuff, a lot of work.
We got to see the shirt. Show the shirt off.
It's tough dad stuff. So
nice.
we put his shirt on here, and he's got like 10,000 followers. So maybe then he'll spread the word.
Oh, that's a guy. I didn't know that was a guy.
That's a guy.
That was just a saying.
That's a guy. No, that's an Instagram guy. This is perfectly planned.
All right.
And I'm calling him out right after this. I'm calling him out on it.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good to me. The more eyes, the better. We can boost them. It's all good. Yeah. We got to get over that 10 views hump for the After Party Hangover. We can do it. We can do it.
You know what? I'll just like play it at work and just keep playing it at work. You know, who am I just to watch my own stuff once or twice?
Now, JH, we do have an SRAP episode to talk about, but it's the hangover. Yes. It's the hangover. We get personal. We get personal on the hangover. We want to know.
Sure, it's been a while.
Let's dive deep into Matthew JH here, buddy. I mean, it's been a very long time since we've had a one-on-one here on the hangover. Fill us in on your life and what's going on.
Yeah. Let's. This is funny because we've been going back and forth for so long at this point. What has it been? Almost 3 years? Has it been 3 years? And there was especially with me anyways, you have known it's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And I guess you could say maybe I hit my low, but I'm bouncing back up again. We had that tumultuous breakup, I'll say. So went from having my own dream house, 4,000 square feet, acre and a half in an exclusive town in New Jersey to a 600 square foot apartment in the shit town 2 towns over. But kids love it, making the best out of it. And that's all that matters really anyways.
Wait, it gets worse than Jersey?
Please. Jersey's the best. I'm gonna have to put a stop there right now. Everything I read.
I'm just going by what I've heard. I don't know personally.
Everything I read, if you live in California, it gives you cancer. Everywhere else is fine.
It's awful. All we have is the beach. All we got is the beach. Everything else is terrible.
You know what? I've been to LA once, and like San Diego, LA, Santa Monica. And I gotta say, Jersey's better. Sure, they make you pay for the beach, but they clean it up and it's really nice and neat. I went to Santa Monica and that was a shithole.
I'll just have to take your word for it. But I mean, LA is blanketed and homeless now. And it has
I hate LA.
It has Universal Studios, which is I'm a movie fan, so that's big for me. My wife loves Disneyland. Back when we were way skinnier, we used to go to Six Flags all the time, ride all the roller coasters. And Adam Carolla is in LA, so we love to go there for him. And then
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Real quick, before, and I really want to hear this. Way skinnier at Six Flags. I've learned this lesson. I have gained over the past 3 years, like I think antidepressants, like kind of coping with problems, maybe a little bit too much alcohol and food, that I gained 50 something pounds. And I went on a ride the other day and I didn't fit. The thing didn't fit. I had to stand up so it would go under my stomach. Oh my God, it was so fucking embarrassing.
Yep.
And like, oh fuck that. And it's glad I'm blessed with being a freaking tall, gigantic person, but now I'm completely fucking fat ass overweight too. So I get it on both sides. It's crazy.
I once witnessed my good buddy. We were at Santa Cruz, and it's called the double dip. It's that one stupid ride where you get strapped in and it goes up and it falls and it goes up and falls. They needed 2 people to press down his vest. And I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh my God, that's when I get that big, I'm never going on a roller coaster because that's the line. He's the threshold. If I cross that threshold, no more roller coasters. I'm not gonna go through that.
That are seatbelt extensions. It's crazy.
Oh, there is?
Oh, they make some. Yeah. My cousin, it's funny. My cousin actually, he's a roller coaster supervisor at Six Flags here in Jersey.
Yeah.
All right. He can't ride them. Mm-hmm. He's 7'2". He literally doesn't physically fit, but he's been the roller coaster supervisor for years.
7'2"?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm one of the smaller ones in my family. That's a crazy thing.
He's almost as tall as Gretzky.
Almost.
I can't get over this lighting issue I'm having here. I look like a fucking supervillain in my lair. I don't know. I'm in a different room because I didn't want to.
It's okay.
Be in the hottest room in the house, but that's the reason why the lighting is so weird. I mean, as
so is mine.
Yours is perfect, but mine is just terrible. But we digress, J8.
Yes.
It's now time to talk about the Still Real After Party episode 155. Martha's pregnant. I did the intro for this episode because I made it a point. I was on episode 133. That was pre-jail. I was on episode 144. That was post-jail. And 155 was coming up. I wanted to do something on this episode because apparently the 33, 44, 55, next will be 166. I have to do something every 11 episodes, I guess. And the intro, I was going to host the Chop Shop, but the Zoom thing and everything, that would have been sloppy. So I did the intro. That's why I did it. We kick it off with Jake still suckling of the NyQuil teat to fall asleep. I can relate. I have to do the same thing. Johnny Ace was fired. I don't know if we're going to hear Zanka's Johnny Ace impression as frequently as we used to hear it because now that dude got the boot. Zanka is back from vacation with Martha. And Martha is down to fuck, apparently, according to Zanka. He cleaned it because my guest on The Hangover had it before Zanka. So I'm glad I have JH on the episode today because you were the first of the SRAP army to have who is now known as Martha. Did you have any adventures with Martha? Let the people know what JH did with Martha before it was shipped to the sheriff.
Well, obviously, he has obviously stepped it up. I thought I was being a little crazy, and I didn't post pictures or anything of it like that. I figured no one would want to touch it if, someone was holding it topless and whatever. But, it's been around, it's seen things. Nothing got on it. Okay. But just to make him happy, yes, I did clean it twice before I sent it to him.
What did you
just in case
clean it?
I used lens wipe, like what you would use for TV.
Yeah.
And just like a what do you call it? A microfiber towel.
Okay.
Because I like my kids, like I did it with my kids, because they have their own little YouTube channels. Because they, when you were a kid, you had, if you were ever on the news, that's like fucking top shit, right? Yeah. So kids today, they don't watch TV, they watch YouTube. So you make a YouTube channel, in their name, you put their videos up. They're playing with it. They see themselves on TV. They're like up here. They're like 11. So just for shits and giggles, I was like, "Hey, you're the champion of YouTube," and I took pictures with my kids with it and everything. Like that's the highlight. Like they love that stuff. That's like framed in their room now. So,
back in the day, in my day, no, I was in a class. It was like an after school classes because I was fucking failing. But we had we were at the fair and we did some kind of garden display. I don't know. It was stupid, but we got in the paper and we just thought that was the biggest deal ever. We were celebrities walking around because we were in the newspaper. But yeah, now kids nowadays, they got TikToks and fucking YouTube and all that shit. When back in the day, all we wanted to do was wave. All we wanted to do was wave in the background of the news.
Of course. Like I think it was 2015 or 16. When my son is diagnosed autistic, and we went to like the Santa thing for Christmas where they do all the things with the sound and all that stuff. And in New Jersey, like the local news station is just News 12 that covers like the whole state because everything here is either Philly or New York City. And they did about a half-hour interview with me and my wife at the time. You believe this shit? They edited me out. It's all her, and you see my leg. You see my leg twice in the video. I was like, "What the fuck?" Was there
titties out? Because if her titties are out, then I would be like, okay, we need to focus on this.
This was pre-Nikki.
Oh, okay. So, well, I mean, the question is still legit. Was there cleavage showing or something?
No, it was Christmas time. There were sweaters and stuff. Unlike California, it becomes like 3 degrees during Christmas time around here, or 80, depending on what year it is.
Jeez.
But also, congratulations for doing your hosting. I didn't hear anybody else say it, but here, congratulations for doing your host, introing the show today.
Oh, yeah.
The new show.
I was like, what? No. Thank you, sir.
No.
Well, it's interesting to know that Martha, the YouTube championship, does have a history. First, it was with me, then it was with you, and now the sheriff. Eventually, it'll make its rounds just like the Fujiweight title. I was going to ask you, did you leave the shrink wrap on it, the cellophane thing? Did you wrap it in that and then send it, or did you take it off and throw it away?
Oh, I took it off. I actually bought new shrink wrap and cellophane.
Okay.
I wrapped that like I was sending back the Nintendo Switches to Nintendo to get them fixed. That thing is bubble wrap and everything. He was probably pissed off when he got it.
Yeah, when I got it, those titles are always in shrink wrap, and so I take the shrink wrap off. I take like 1,000 pictures with each title, videos, and all that, and then rewrap it, and I put it in the box because I know it's going to go off to somebody. So I was just curious about that. But thank you for.
I actually had a hanging. I had a hanging in my room for a while. Because like I had moved and I had the box and I had everything original, but then that shit got thrown out when I wasn't looking. So, much like a lot of other things I had. So,
well, thank God Martha was spared.
No, it was one of the first things that moved. It's one of the first things I took. I was like, I ain't gonna deal with this, especially with recent situations. I was like, I am not involved with anything getting missing.
And apparently, they deemed me the official third host. It's an honor.
Congratulations.
I do understand what Jake was talking about during the episode. He said it has nothing to do with me. But yeah, when you're in person, like I cannot wait till one of these days, me, Cesar, and Styx and or Bretsky can be in the same room to do a tripod. Because I bet you the mood, everything's going to be funnier. It's all going to be better as opposed to when we're in screens like this. So I completely understand where Jake was coming from with what he said. But yeah, I am always available in a pinch if they need somebody to sub in. But it will be Zoom.
Yeah, but
y'all are way in the hell over there.
I was going to say, and that show would probably be 5 hours long because the chemistry when you're together, like, sure, yeah, in those chats, I come off like an asshole, but I kind of have to. I get it and all that stuff. But, these guys, they do seem like they would actually be really, like, I would love to have a night out with Cesar. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can keep up, but that I think, and like, same thing with Styx, even though, he still have never pinned the JH character. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
So at the top of everybody's SRAP bucket list has got to be a night out with Caesar. We probably won't remember most of it. We'll remember like the first bar, but once we get to the rest of it'll be gone. It'll be fuzzy. We might be on the news. Another plus for us. But I don't know what happens.
There's so many things. There's so many things because like there's Zanka, who like I would love to sit there and pick his brain with, just because like he was into all that like punk and hardcore stuff. A little bit after me. It's always curious. You know, Bretsky lives 3 miles that way, but still, I've randomly invited him a couple of times, but he doesn't want to come out. So maybe because what is he like? 21?
I know for a fact that when we all do eventually, we will have that barbecue. Zanka's gonna hit all of his calls at least twice.
Of course. And I would expect nothing but the best. I mean, I'm tall, so the target's there. You might as well get it 3 or 4 times. Who cares?
They did
at that point. Hopefully, I'll be drunk enough to not feel it.
They got into the differences between the YouTube title and the Fujiweight title, and as one of me and Zanker are the only two who've had both. The YouTube championship in comparison to the Fujiweight, like the Fujiweight championship is heavy. Like it feels like an actual title. All the titles that I made and sent out, they're kind of like, these are all right. This is kind of a step above Walmart.
I was gonna say, were they great value?
Yeah, pretty much like the great value version. And as a matter of fact, I was going to get the Trophy Smack versions of the titles, but you can't alter the designs. The Fujiweight title, the way it looks, that's how every title looks. Every title is going to look like that. So I couldn't do like a unique YouTube design, APBW championship design, but I do appreciate the heft of the championship belt. And I keep it in a box. It's in the box right now in my bookshelf. I don't want, because I live with an army of cats and they'd be surrounded in cat hair. One of the cats would throw up on it. There'd be litter on it for sure. Like I'm treating it like it's a treasure. I'm making sure it doesn't get any scratches or any cat feces on it. So it's
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I sent the YouTube one out, and Zanker goes, "Oh yeah, I sent it out to Mangria." He may do something with that. He goes, "Oh yeah, Mangria's going to give that belt the Page treatment." I was like, if you touched it, yes.
I'm gonna make my wife strip down and wear it, and I'll just that'll be on her OnlyFans. No.
Hey, do you have an iPhone?
I have an iPhone.
That will be those pictures you keep in the hidden section.
No,
everybody knows the hidden section.
I do appreciate Zanka getting that title and sending it out. It's so great when we're all into this APPW. I'm so infatuated with APPW. I drive my wife nuts. And I'm always hitting you guys up in the chat about it. I got a million things that are happening up here, but just the championships as a prop, it kind of gives you a little extra confidence when you're holding it and cutting a promo. It's great. It's
kind of fun, and it's very, very, very weird because I was at a wedding last. I was away all last week. That's why I couldn't get in touch with anything, and I kept messing up the promo you asked me to do. I kept doing it because I got drunk. And to do like 4 or 5 times, and each one was like 2.5 minutes. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I got to do it again. And then I do it again. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot this part. Then I remember to do that part. Then I forgot the other part. And I kept sending it to you like, yeah, but you missed this. Yeah, but you missed this. Yeah, I'm like, son of a. It's like, whatever. I was hoping to do it out there when I was away, but that was just, I don't think I've ever really drank that much in a 4-day period before in my life than when I was wedding with my friends. So, which that's saying a lot because I can handle it a little bit. Not as much as JC, but probably JC proportions.
Until we get the SRV barbecue, then you'll drink even more.
Yeah, I get to a point, and like if we're drinking all night and we're drinking beers, like I can drink beers with the best of them. But when we hit like 2:00, beer just doesn't go down anymore. and I had to run to the gas station because gas stations serve alcohol there. And I just bought a case of Twisted Teas. I stayed up to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I had a case of Twisted Teas after that. It felt great. Sure.
Forgive me, JH, for not getting your thoughts on Johnny Ace getting the axe. Do you have any thoughts about what his next job will be, and if the Bella's mom will leave him, because now we all know he's an official dirtbag.
Well, yeah. Now, so put it this way: is the Bella show even still a thing now?
No, it's done.
That's done. Okay, so because that's WWE Productions. He's fired from that. He's fired from, I would assume, all things.
They didn't want the cameras anymore because they have kids. They're not like Ms. and Mrs. They wanted their privacy, so they cut it off.
Hey, look, some people don't care. I tag Kim Kardashian every one of my dad page posts all the time. For one day, she's gonna listen to me. But and I was thinking about this now. John Laurinaitis, that's a Road Warrior's brother. I'm pretty sure that's a Road Warrior's brother. I'm pretty sure because one of those guys' name is Laurinaitis. And how many Laurinaitis in the world do you think there is?
0. No.
Exactly. So I'm almost positive on that. But
wow.
Yeah, I just want to throw that in there. So that's like, I suck at keeping up on current product. I only really mostly get the pay-per-views because it's just my backwards lifestyle working at overnights. And the second I sit up chair or the couch, I'm out. Like I fall asleep and I have to watch Raw on Hulu like 4 or 5 times. And I still don't even get through it because I fall asleep. So that's like, I know all the old stuff. I remember the old John Laurinaitis. I'm pretty sure that was a Road Warrior's brother. I can't remember which one.
You know what's funny is he might be the Animal's brother, but he sounds like Hawk. Like they both have the same raspy fucking voice.
Well, I think he's Animal's brother, but I could see why they would keep him hired as Hawk since basically they unintentionally killed him with his alcoholism and made fun of him all those years. But, as you would say, I digress.
But good times.
Mm-hmm. Great TV. The ratings were through the roof.
But they get into their SummerSlam review next, and they mention Bailey pockets. The guys wonder what's in their pockets. If they recorded the podcast and handed it to me and been like, okay, Mangria, put it together, put all the music and everything in, I would have named this episode Bailey Pockets or Pam Pockets, like they mentioned later on in the episode. But yeah, I digress. My wife has this gigantic something she got at Walmart that holds multiple, it has a ton of pockets. When I saw Bailey come out in those pants, I would show it, but it's a wall of purses. Not purses, wallets. Because women have purses and they have wallets. So they have gigantic purses. You open the purse up and you pull it out. They have this big wallet. And my wife has a wall of wallets. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Bailey come out in her fucking 15 pocket pants. I was like, damn, Pam Pockets bringing the cargo pants back.
It is. And she looked good doing it too. I will say that. That's of the SummerSlam that I watched live. That was part of it before I actually fell. At that point, I was up for like 30 hours. I was sitting there. I was like set up nice. I had my pizza. I had my beers going, and I fell asleep a little bit after that part. But I ended up rewatching it at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I think I even put it in the chat. I go, holy crap! I fell asleep and missed everything.
Yeah,
because I woke up. I had like I had said plus 99 missed messages. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, we could tell something was up with JH that day. Only the private.
I was pushing buttons for a little bit and then I just stopped because I fell asleep.
Zanka brags about the fact that Lucha Logan is as good in the ring as he knew he would be. And I tend to agree. Logan Paul, it does seem like he was born to do this. Great athlete. The only problem I have with Logan is it's just the stigma of a celebrity in wrestling. It's always there. And whenever someone does halfway decent, like everyone's like, oh, wow. Like you remember Ronda Rousey's first match. She was at WrestleMania. She did good. Everyone was blown away. And then Logan Paul.
Who did he wrestle?
Logan Paul
wrestled. Who did he just wrestle? Yeah.
The Miz.
Where did he come from?
Not
Real World. No, he came from Real World. He was
Oh,
one of the original reality stars.
yeah.
So you got to think of it that way too. That's actually almost perfect booking because here he came back and he didn't like specifically name it in the beginning and stuff like that, but he has given and thrown back in a while that, you know, he was a media star and this and that. So it actually almost makes perfect sense that he has come on, progressed as a wrestler, and now you have this guy coming in and what today's version of media, because it's like reality TV is what it is, but it's like it's almost a media star now
Yeah.
because it's like you can have people bigger on Instagram or on like TikTok or YouTube that are way bigger than any TV star. So that makes perfect sense. And it's actually a pretty good idea if you think about it.
Yeah,
He's
because
just a more emphasized version of Miz.
yeah, similar circumstances. So he was kind of no wonder he's his fucking mentor, sort of. But Logan Paul, he's good. Logan Paul is good. I'll admit it. The celebrity stink is wearing off. The promos, if they're trying to make him a good guy, I know there's not really good guys and bad guys as much as of late, unless you're talking about Rey Mysterio. But I don't know. My only problem with Logan is the celebrity stink. There's still lingering, and the promos. Of course, he's new. Yeah. He needs to work on it a lot more. But that's my thoughts on Logan Paul. Did you have anything else to add, JH, about Logan Paul?
Well, much like what everybody else thinks is when he did come out, he's better than what you expected, which is pretty nice. And no, I don't like him. I don't like him as a character, but I can appreciate for what he does. But he's not like somebody I would actually root for. But I mean, who do you actually root for in wrestling anymore? Anyway, you just kind of take it all as an entertainment as a whole. Or at least that's how I see it as anyway. He's a nice attraction. Like I could see him as like a Brock, or maybe not as high up as Brock, because obviously Brock is like a bigger than life character. And yeah, too bad I'm fucking sucking on the Brock dick there when I say it, because he is the best. But you know, maybe he can one day be that way, or like more of like a lesser special attraction, but still nonetheless a special attraction. Like I can't see him like being on Raw every week, or like, you know, because then he's just going to become stale. He still has to develop.
Well, another guy Logan Paul can look up to, along with the Miz, is Pat McAfee. To which Zanka says that Pat both sucks and is good, which I understand what he's saying. He's not a professional wrestler, but Pat puts in the work. Yeah. My thing with Pat and WWE is they never mention when he faced Adam Cole. He had a match with Adam Cole in NXT. Yes. Pat was the heel. And that match blew everybody away. They're like, wow, Pat.
Wasn't that his first match?
That was his very first match, was against Adam Cole. Yeah. And they're saying, well, now he's 2-0, but no, he's 3-0. Technically 3-1 because he lost to Vinnie Mac. But I wish they would bring up the Adam Cole match. Maybe it's because Adam Cole isn't in WWE anymore. Maybe that's why that's been erased from existence. But I hope people
that makes sense.
Do their research on Pat McAfee's wrestling, because that was a great match as well. Do you have any thoughts?
Pat McAfee's more relatable, in a sense. Just this like his enthusiasm. I mean, for me, like people love his enthusiasm. I think it's a little bit over the top at some point, but you know, it's just him. Yeah. He comes off more as like an everyday person that would sit there and drink a beer and hang out with you, other than like say the other guy. You know, he's I don't know. He seems like more of like a person that if you saw him, you would actually talk and like come up going, you know, he's actually a pretty good guy. And I do love how they did that Colts angle. That was pretty sweet.
I could have a beer with Pat, but I believe Logan would just walk right past me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like I think like if you saw Pat, like it's cool. Like it's like say they had like the WWE legend signing or something, whatever, a signing autograph thing. Like Logan's like sign, get off. Here's your picture, smile, get away. Like Pat's gonna be the one that's gonna sit there, put his arm around you, talk to you. How you doing? How's this? Who's that? Like he seems like a genuine, like decent guy. And you become more accepting of when he flubs. Yeah. Because of it. Because he's human. He's showing that he's human. He's not trying to be this like bigger than life guy. He's just like, oh, well, I'm a commentator that used to kick footballs. But then again, he used to kick footballs. He was probably the most badass guy doing it because he was diving head first for those footballs when he was doing it. So
Pat seems like the kind of guy that if you go up to him at an autograph signing and I would be wearing an Eagles shirt, he would talk to me about Eagles. Like he would talk shit or he would joke around with me. Whereas Logan Paul would be like, wait, you want a picture and an autograph? That's $500 more. Come on, get real.
I was saying, who's in the Colts division? Jaguars jersey. He just doesn't even sign it. Just get away. Get it back on the line.
Of course, we go down the SRAP checklist. They do say fuck Jeff Jarrett more often than they realize, but I agree with them 1,000%. I'm saying 1,000%, Jake. Why?
Wait, why? What is with the hatred of Jeff Jarrett?
Oh, Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah,
possibly. I'm guessing because he booked himself to be over in TNA as he was. You know, they always made fun of him like that too. They always said that
because didn't his dad own the company or something like that?
Jerry,
or he owned the company.
Jerry, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff Jarrett.
But why was he even in that room? Why was he even in that match?
That's a good question. I put that in my notes. I said, why is he the expert at noticing shoulders are pinned to the mat? Is it just a redneck thing because they're in Nashville? Like, is he big? He's big in Nashville or something? I don't know.
Why not use Jerry Lawler?
Exactly.
He's bigger in Nashville.
I'm curious to know if
I'm wondering if this was the combat of the next day was the Ric Flair versus Jeff Jarrett match. I wonder if this was like a thing because WWE has a relationship with Jeff Jarrett still, as a way of flexing, saying, well, if you're going to go work on this day, we're putting you to work on this day. Seriously, I was thinking if that was like a scumbag move because there was always that issue between Vince and Jeff Jarrett. They always butted heads. Anyways, I was always curious about that. And then when I saw that, I'm like, what the hell? But I actually enjoyed him in that match.
You know what?
I was pulling people apart. He was good.
A better use of Jeff Jarrett would have been like during the Theory versus Lashley match. Like the guy said on a podcast, it was so obvious that Lashley was going to win that at some point the ref gets knocked out and then here comes Jeff Jarrett, unannounced, by the way, no fanfare, nothing. Jeff Jarrett's music hits. The crowd's like, what the fuck with my baby tonight? What's going on here? He has his fucking guitar. You think he's going to hit he hits Lashley with a guitar and just walks out. Theory would have got way more heat. It would have made more sense. They would have been like, oh, Theory has a chance now. Wow, that would have been a better use of Jeff Jarrett than having him in a tag team match where he had absolutely no business to be in. But other than that, nothing else to say about it.
It's only good if he walks away and puts on the light up sunglasses that have the J's on it.
He's got to do the strut. He's got to do the fucking
yes. And you know what? I was just looking it up when I think it was like 1999 WCW where Ric Flair and him had the original strut off.
Yeah.
God damn, that's classic shit right there. People need to go watch that.
Good shit.
It really is. It's so fucking dumb. It's great. I love it.
And right before Jeff Jarrett left the curtain, he said, fuck you, Zanka, and he walked out. No. They discussed Liv Morgan in her direction. They really don't want Liv to be champion, which I agree with. Personally, I would put Liv back in NXT. They need to do what they did with Mandy Rose to Liv Morgan.
Yes.
Because, again, Liv didn't do much in NXT, then they brought her to the main roster. I think her returning to NXT and getting them more reps in, making her a better wrestler, surrounded by better women wrestlers, I think would elevate her worth, gain her some more experience. Because if Liv Morgan remains on the main roster, in my opinion, she should be sentenced to the tag division only. Because she only looks good. Well, she looks good. But wrestling-wise, she looks good when she's doing half the work. But that's my opinion. Jay, what do you think about Liv Morgan?
Well, with Liv Morgan, when she bends over the ropes and like does her little thing, Jesus Christ, it gets me every time. But she needs to either, and this is my fat ass freaking opinion right here, sitting at a table, who has done nothing more than backyard wrestling maybe 20 years ago, giving her wrestling advice right now. But she needs to go to like NXT, almost like a Mandy Rose thing, because especially with her as champion now. And granted, it was a great like Cinderella story, and it should have really been at a Mania event. Like, I guess SummerSlam's cool, or not. It wasn't even SummerSlam; it was the one before.
Money.
But her in the top spot right now, holding the title, almost knocks the women's division down to the point where they should have the butterfly belt again. You know what I'm saying?
Which is right.
And it's not. It's nothing against her because she does put in the work and she does all the moves, but she's another one that's almost like Alexa Bliss. Like when you throw her into the ropes, it almost looks like she can't bounce off the ropes. It almost looks like it hurts when she does it. Like her moves look so soft, like she's doing them, but she's not doing them with like umph. Like it looks so fake. Like when you do a flip, it looks like that one thing off the ladder that looked badass, but that was like the only badass move she's ever done.
Alexa Bliss.
Other than that, you're literally watching when she gets pinned and her legs are up, and then you're like trying to screenshot it or something really quick. Just hopefully maybe you get a little camel.
Now, guys, go light on JH in the comments about him hating on Alexa. But one thing I do,
she's hot. She just sucks at wrestling.
I wouldn't go that far, but the one unbelievable thing about Alexa Bliss is when she takes out Dewdrop. It's like, really? That bitch is a whale, and you got this little Tinkerbell taking out Dewdrop or Nia Jax. It's like, let's get real, people.
But like her best booking was, did she wrestle? She wrestled Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey was right before with her.
Yeah,
but that's what should have happened because that's what you expect.
Yeah,
like the fact that like Liv won this time. That's the perfect way to book her, because like she's not going to beat Ronda Rousey. There is no fucking Ronda Rousey walks up a person's body, bounces off their knee, and kicks them in the face. Who's gonna block that?
Exactly.
Like if she actually did that to me, I'd probably fall down laughing because I wasn't expecting it. It was such a surprise. You know, it is what it is. Whatever, that's fine.
Well, I'm gonna test.
Keep Liv.
I'm gonna test.
Just don't put it with that girl. Who was the girl that she was in? She was in the Ride Squad. Who was she with?
She was with Sarah Logan and Ruby
Sarah.
Riott.
That's the girl's name. Sarah, I knew Ruby Riott, but Sarah Logan. Yeah, she was good when she was with Ruby Riott. I wasn't really a big fan of Sarah Logan, but like something like, well, obviously you can't be Ruby Soho. Sorry, I'm a Rancid fan for so long. That kills me. But you know, she needs to be like that. Like she can be like the hot girl next to the big bulky girl in a tag team, and that's where she'll excel. I agree with you on that. That she needs to be in the tag division.
Jake, I'm gonna test your memory here.
Yes.
Jake was put into the chop shop. And I'm going to ask you the same question that Zanka asked Jake. Who is the head commentator on Monday Night Raw? It's not Corey. It's not Byron.
No. It's the generic name. Fuck, was it Jimmy Smith?
Yes.
Was that his name? It was? All right. Oof.
Saved yourself from a chop, a digital chop.
I was going to say, I'm calling out. I want Insta Lives on those chops.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I want Insta Lives on those chops when they do them, or at least put them into the stories.
Why? Because you don't believe?
It sounds like that.
Oh.
There is no way. Slapping Jake.
Oh,
as a former mega pounder. It's not hitting hard.
Oh.
It should be fluffy. It should be like hitting.
If you thought you got heat before. But I love it.
Out right now.
Porn star or pro wrestler? It was Pepper Kessler.
You know what? And I did not know this, and he did say it was a porn star, but I could see it going both ways. That was a good one.
So you got it?
Yeah. I was just listening. I didn't guess because I was like, oh yeah, but I could see where Pepper Kessler. I could see that as somebody coming up and like. That was an indie person and they come up and they maybe change their name or something like that.
Apparently she gets bound and tickled, which my God, there are so many fetishes out there I don't understand.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
When I get tickled, I want to punch whoever's tickling me like immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah.
Who was the last person to pin Roman Reigns?
Okay, so this one was actually pretty cool. That was a, and give it to Zenka on that one for looking that one up. But what character was Baron Corbin playing? I thought, was this Constable Corbin, or was this still like Baron Corbin, like the receding hairline?
In 2019, it might have still been King Corbin?
I think it was it King Corbin. See, that's because it's a big deal on which one it is.
I remember the dog food. You remember the dog food? They had him handcuffed on the thing. But as far as the character,
what was that of him? Yeah,
man, that's a good question.
Because actually, King Corbin was like Baron Corbin. He came up as a dominant guy and kind of fell off, and then they made him the king first, and then he was the constable. Is that what it was?
The constable first.
He was the constable first, then he was the king. Yeah. Because it seemed like every time they gave him a new gimmick, and then they made him like the dominant guy for like a couple weeks again.
Well, you know who I thought it was?
I could see that.
But when they were doing the chop shop and I was listening to this, I was like, oh, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was the last person to pin Roman Reigns.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's who I thought it was too. I thought it was like Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose.
Then he's like, Baron Corbin. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. And like when I listen to the show, I'm driving, so I can't just immediately go and look it up. And then by the time I park my car, it's out of my head. That's why I had to re-listen to the show a couple of times just to make sure. I was like, oh, he's going to ask questions.
I have to listen.
To make sure I remember.
I have to listen to the podcast 3 times. Now, I did that regularly when I was working as a janitor. But now that I work at the flea market, I listen to it, but there is a lot of shit going on around me. There's Marantero music blasting, so sometimes I don't hear it correctly. So now I have to listen to it 3 times in order to get everything. Like I just listened to it again today when it was complete quiet. But while they were talking about Baron Corbin, Zanka said he couldn't beat Pat. And then Jake gave, yes, Jake, you got the LOL line of the episode. Jake followed that up with, he couldn't beat hair loss. That made me laugh very loud.
That was pretty good. You're right.
Congratulations, Jake, for the LOL line of the episode.
Jake, wait, there's another, not an LOL line of the episode, but I want to know if you caught this. At the 32-minute mark, it's like 32 minutes, a couple seconds. Zanka literally sneezes, and Jake just fucking ignores him.
The disrespect, Jake.
I know. He didn't even say bless you, nothing. Gesundheit, nothing at all. You know, your heart stops for a second when you sneeze, and he's sitting right next to him, nothing.
You know what? Jake was probably thinking about himself or stuffing meat in his mouth. He wanted meat in his mouth, so he just completely disregarded that. He has no manners, but he did use the word nary this episode, which got a chuckle out of me. He said nary. It was something silly that I noticed. But then the Raw review began, and it starts with Pam Pockets, which I would have named the episode Pam Pockets, by the way. Jake hopes he looks as good as Alexa Bliss does at 31. Zanka says, you don't look that good now. If Jake could be a woman and pick his own name, he picked Jackie, which is my wife's name. After my wife was done throwing up, she went to literally change her name to Bayonetta. No, but I just thought that was I know he wanted to be Jake, Jackie, something close to his name, but when I heard that, I was like, oh God, why? He could have picked something else.
It is what it is. What do you want from him?
By the way, could you imagine Jake as a woman? I mean, he's not getting laid now, but as a woman?
Yeah, so I never really look at Jake. I do watch his pop things every once in a while. I used to be really super supportive of his pop things. And so I always make sure I like and comment on it or something like that. And I know nothing about pops. I have no idea what the fuck they are. I don't even know where they sell them in the stores. But I was like, oh, let me be nice and supportive of him. But I thought he always had long hair.
No, he's had like the big kind of curly afro puff, kind of like
and he said
like a 19.
This is going back to last episode. last episode he says, "Oh, I go to a hairstylist and sometimes her boob touches on me." I'm like, I thought he had like nappy long hair. So shows you how much I pay attention.
Let's see. Caitlyn Jenner gives Zanka nightmares, which
yes,
it should, because the mouth is all kinds of weird. They
hey, you want to
Caitlyn very funny on South Park. So if you haven't seen how they portray Caitlyn Jenner on South Park, Google it, kids.
look up, if you want to have nightmares, look up Caitlyn Jenner. She was just recently at a golf event, and look up Caitlyn Jenner's knees.
Oh God.
Oh, it's fucking brutal. It looks like fake skin.
Jenner's knees sounds like like a gay porn move. I gave her the old Caitlyn Jenner's knees.
Whatever it is, I want nothing to do with it.
Dana Brooke does what Dana Brooke does and said, opportunity. She's got to do it. She has to know she does that often.
I believe she is at least a fan of some of Zanka's work. She has to be.
Has to be. The guys don't like Tamina. Bretsky almost stopped grabbing quarters out of the fountain at the mall when he heard this. He was very upset. But I said almost. He continued. He continued popping change from the fountain. Right. Tamina and Natty, in my opinion, they've been there forever. I like how Natty, by the way, on her Instagram was posting all these certificates. Oh, I got the most victory. Oh, I got the most matches. I was like, bitch, you've been there for 48 years. That's why you got all these records. You never leave.
She's one of those people. When did she start? Like, she's been there a long time.
Yeah, like early 2000s, I believe. She was there when the division was going strong.
I was gonna say, she was there at the end of the Attitude Era, at the Ruthless Aggression. She's been there, and since Alicia Fox isn't there, she was another one that was a long time too. Like, at that point, you had better have the fucking most victories. You had better have the most of all this stuff.
Or else, what are you doing? Oh.
Well, yes, and you know what it is? And there's such a difference between her Instagram and what she looks like on TV. It's insane. It really is.
Yep.
It is. Who does the makeup in WWE? Do they hate women?
Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Homer was trying to make a bunch of inventions and he made a shotgun that had makeup in it?
Oh yes, and he shot. And it comes out
hard in the face. Yeah. That's who does the makeup. But
like I made a meme and I sent it to Zanka, but I know he wasn't going to post it. So because it's his buddy.
Tamina and Natty, they've done well. Not Tamina, but Natty's done it all. She's done it all. Okay, Natty. Yeah. Tamina. That's it. Let's go backstage and be coaches. They would be perfect coaches. Because I never got it with Tamina. She might have the look and the name, the heritage, the bloodline, but man, she does not have it. She lacks.
What is the difference? What is the difference between Tamina and Chris Benoit's kid that wants to wrestle now?
I've never seen Chris Benoit's kid wrestle. That's the difference.
I was watching an interview thing where he's starting to like work out, starting to train and this and that. And he wants to get into it. And like Chris Jericho's a huge fan of him. But all right, if you're gonna blackball Chris Benoit, which whatever, rightly so, whatever you want to do. I've actually watched conspiracy theory things that maybe he was innocent. He was framed. But
I've seen that as well.
Superfly fucking was a serial basic rapist and beat the living shit out of his girlfriend until she died.
Well, look who's in
and we celebrate Tamina.
Look who's in control of the company, Vince McMahon. He's got an endless supply of hush money. Who knows what that dude did?
I mean, can you really say you didn't see it coming with the Kiss My Ass Club?
Big ups to
the cheating on his wife while she was pretending to be like brain dead, a vegetable in a wheelchair as he's literally making out, going to third base on Trish Stratus in the ring. Like right there. Like, oh no, he has sexual problems. No, not at all. That's just for TV. Yeah, that's what it is. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
They do mention that Raw is actually worth watching again. Thank you, Triple H. Jake says it's must-see TV. To which now I wonder, could they be going back to weekly shows, perhaps?
Well, I would hope. Well, yes, I would hope so, or at least maybe bi-weekly.
Yeah. Well,
It's just something because this is the show. The Still Real Radio was what got me into podcasts to begin with, because I had just started working overnights and I needed something to do on like Saturday, Sunday nights so I could stay up all night. And I used to listen to the backlog of the shows while walking the dogs at like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what I used to do. That's what got me into it. And then it went away. And then I found this show. I think it was like eight or 9 episodes into it.
Yeah.
And I found this show again. And then I never like commented or nothing on it for a while. But I was always a supporter listener of the show when it was, and whatever variation it was. But I would like to see that it comes back and then maybe we get a happy Jake, because when they were doing every week, and I believe I even mentioned this to you once, the one time I did a show with you, I said, it seems like Jake's going downhill. Like he was like getting all depressed and sad and this and that.
Well, if you remember episode 99, when they had that, I guess it was a partially real argument about the show and not wanting
yes.
You could tell Jake was out of it and he didn't want to watch anymore, because you know how Vinnie Mac was. I mean, he's only been gone for a couple weeks, but if memory serves me correct, they stopped weekly shows because of the shitty quality from COVID and how Zanka got a second job and was busier. So
I didn't even know he had a second job. So
the product is getting better. Raw is getting better. SmackDown's getting better. SmackDown was always good, but the shows are getting better. I mean, I can only hope that they could do more frequent shows. I know they like to do it before pay-per-views, but possibly, like you said, bi-weekly or even, I don't know, once a month, because sometimes they skip pay-per-views. But I'm just,
well, here's the thing. What if you did bi-weekly for pay-per-views?
The reason why I put that is because just hoping, since the product has improved and Jake likes to watch, which, by the way, when was the last time we heard that? Jake likes to watch.
Yeah.
Zanka always watches. We all watch because we love punishment and we're addicted to this. We love pro wrestling. Jake is but now that it's getting better, Jake, Zanka, you're watching this. Hopefully, there's no Hulu cut. You're watching this. My question to you guys is the possibility of more frequent, not every week, but more frequent shows. Is that in the cards? Just answer it in the comment. I mean, in our chat, you know what to do. But I digress.
No. Answer it in the comments of this because of the millions of viewers and everything like that.
All 10 of you, if you want to know the answer. If Triple H can make Raw watchable again, he for sure can get the SRAP to return more frequently.
I would hope so.
I'm glad I was able to remind the guys about the maximum male models. They hadn't mentioned it up until the questions portion.
And I'm surprised on that one, yes.
Yeah. And Adam Cole is a generic Heath Slater, baby. It was funny they had back-to-back 3MB and then Heath Slater. I think Suburban Dad was one of them.
That was me, yeah. I didn't even realize that they had a Heath Slater question because I read the questions so I don't double up on things. So it must have happened at the same time or right then and there. But yeah, fuck it. Well, I'll comment with different things.
The hosts have now turned the tables on us. And now they have prepared questions for you, and I'll chime in as well. First, we're going to start with Jake's questions.
Does he know it's about me?
Yes. If you guys had to butt chug one beer for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Coors Light.
I would have to go the lightest beer possible because I don't want to die. But butt chugging,
Coors Light just tastes good.
Taste it. I mean, you're not going to be able to taste it down there. So if you just want a healthy buzz without dying, Coors Light, I guess. I don't know. I just want something that's not going to kill me. I don't want to die. I'll get the buzz, but I don't want to die. So, and it's the rest of my life.
Let me tell you something. All right. Everybody bitches about, Coors Light tastes like water, this and that. Yeah, well, when you're doing fucking yard work for 3 hours, are you gonna be pounding some IPA? No, you want to do yard work. You want to drink some beers and relax and everything. Like you drink Coors Light. It tastes good. It's refreshing. And so what if it's like, oh, it's a lot of water? Well, then you're rehydrating yourself too. So you're only thinking of health there. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Coors Light's great. And it's American beer. Enjoy it.
It is the first beer I started drinking.
Mine was Coors Extra Gold. It was awful.
Fuck, marry, kill. Ashanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, and Swerve. Because if you don't know, now you know. Shout out to Hit Row that returned on SmackDown.
I didn't watch SmackDown, and I have no idea who the fuck those people are.
Well, then
physically knowing what they look like.
Then this is gonna be funny. Just pick one. Fuck, marry, kill. Ashanti, Top Dollar, Swerve.
Ashanti.
Oh, he's looking him up. Look at him.
I'm looking it up.
All right, I'll go.
Okay, wait. Ashanti? That's a guy.
Yeah, Ashanti the Adonis.
Okay. Oh, I see what he's doing here. Who's the other person? Top Dollar?
Top Dollar. A dollar. If you listen to the tripod.
Well, I look up Top Dollar and it gave me 3 stores in New Jersey. All right, so we got that saved. Okay, geez, that's an even bigger guy. Okay. And what's the other person's name?
Swerve Strickland.
SWERVE. These are all guys. There's not even like a girl in it. Is this like Jake's fantasy?
Hey, we're in the Steel Roll Pride Parade, Jake.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to fuck Top Dollar. He looks like a big guy.
Okay.
We are going to marry Ashanti. He seems to be in pretty good shape, healthy, taking care of himself. And Swerve, we're going to kill him.
The disrespect. Whose house? No. I would for sure kill Top Dollar because I don't want nothing to do with those parts. I would fuck Ashanti the Adonis because, like you said, he's in great shape. Looks like he would. We'd have a good time. I'd marry Swerve because I want to make music with him. You know, he can do the tripod intro, and you know he's cool. He's good friends with AEW, NXT. He knows everybody. I can get guests on the show. So, Swerve, will you marry me? No. Next. Jake says I ain't giving you BFAB because that's too easy. She's fine. She's the female of Hit Row.
Of course.
If you could choose anyone to take Roman's title, who would it be? And you can't say no one.
Okay. Is anybody else annoyed with the fact that it's most likely? Well, here's a question. Do you think Roman is going to go into WrestleMania with 2 titles? Or is he going to drop the WWE title and then carry the Universal title to WrestleMania so he keeps that streak longer?
If I would have stood off the internet, I would have said, yes, he's going into WrestleMania with 2 titles. But since I fall down the Twitter rabbit hole, no, he's not going to have both titles. I believe he will keep the Universal title. And
so are we talking about who is going to theoretically beat him for the WWE title?
I'm just going verbatim off the question.
Yeah.
So
okay, so who's the next person to pin Roman Reigns?
Who's going to take the title off of him?
Okay. That's a tough one because you want to say Cody, but that's probably realistically not going to happen with his injury. And you would like to see that happen. Jesus. God, I hope it's fucking Austin Theory. I hope it is. Just some sort of fluky thing. That would be great. But in all honesty, I could probably see maybe somehow Bobby Lashley would do it. They seem to be building him, but they give him these weird, like he has such a weird trajectory in WWE where they treat him like crap. And now he's like this huge fan favorite again. Yeah. I don't understand. And like he's never been not good. Like I don't understand why we never had that real big Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar feud. That would have been freaking awesome. But they did. That was at the point where they were just treating him like crap. But he can work. I think that would actually probably be a good match, the two of them.
I think Lashley deserves it. Lashley.
I don't care about deserves. I think like that would probably be a good match. You know,
Lashley beat Drew McIntyre in the main event of WrestleMania.
But Drew McIntyre is kind of boring
and retained. No, I'm telling you Lashley's
Yeah.
credentials here. This
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
and why he deserves it. And then he gets over. He's got the best entrance. He's got the United States Championship. He's over with the crowd. I believe he's over organically. He wasn't forced on us ever since the hurt business.
Yeah.
And then he just organically became popular and the fans love him. So it would be great if it was Bobby Lashley. But if you're asking me personally, and I'm searching through my heart pick. If you're asking me my heart pick, who I want, well, we got it after WrestleMania. It was never explored. Nakamura was hugged.
I was just going to say it.
Reigns.
I was just going to say, why doesn't he do it? I was just going to say, as you're talking, like, change my pick.
Won the Royal Rumble. He never got his title run. Nakamura needs to be elevated to superstardom and take, if not one of those titles, both of the titles, and just make Nakamura the superstar he is.
Now, a question for you is, do you think that he's probably, as far as potential from what he came from and what he was built up as originally coming to the main roster of WWE, do you think he's probably the most wasted talent? Because even as an IC title holder, it was bad. I don't know what the IC title did to WWE.
No, I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now who's the worst. Who's the wasted talent was Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode was a big deal in NXT.
You're right.
He took out Nakamura. He sent Nakamura to the main roster. And then when he got to the main roster, he did what everybody does, feud with Dolph Ziggler. And then that's it. Then he tagged with Dolph Ziggler. It's like, all right, guys. And now Roode is now just, he went from glorious to disappointing, but it wasn't his fault. Bobby Roode is great. He's fantastic. Everybody loves Bobby Roode. Nobody has anything bad to say about him. I'm aware.
I like Bobby Roode. I love Robert Roode, and I want that back.
And the stash. The stash needs to return.
Yes, that's Robert Roode. That's what I want.
Robert Roode needs to. I'm aware of Beer Money and James Storm.
Yeah.
That's another thing that was rumored online is they want James Storm to come back so Beer Money could reform. But man, Bobby Roode is a heel. He would have been a fantastic top heel champion. But
absolutely.
We got off track here. Who was your choice to do Woman?
I'm sorry. I said Lashley, but I'm going to change it to Shinsuke Nakamura. And I'm not doing it to piggyback off you. I've talked over you a couple times on this, and I was trying to wait for you to finish so I could change it, and then you said it too. But yeah, I would really like to see Nakamura actually have his time to showcase exactly what he is, and you know what it is. It's his language barrier. That has to be what it is, because the work he puts in, he's amazing. Like, my kids love watching his matches just because the flips, the kicks, and all that shit. They love that stuff. Like, they think it's hilarious watching his stuff. And he's like that guy that's going to bring eyeballs to the product.
And Triple H, come on!
Yeah, maybe he'll listen. What does it hurt? So you give Shinsuke the WWE title. So who cares? He doesn't need to be a double title holder. The title count isn't for the WWE title. It's for the Universal title. So who cares if he loses it? Have a thing where maybe he defends the title. Like this pay-per-view, I'll be defending this title. This pay-per-view, I'll be defending this title. Maybe he doesn't have to defend both titles all at once, and that's how you can get away with losing one and keeping the other.
Well, hopefully we'll find out sooner than later. Now we are going on to Zanka's questions. Zanka asked, name a sitcom starring Jake and Zanka.
Name a sitcom that would star their own original name, or are we fitting them into an old sitcom?
You're thinking too much about these questions, Jay.
Yes.
It's just a comedy sitcom on NBC. Okay. Jake and Zanka, they're stars of it. What would you name it?
Perfect Strangers. I'm taking an old sitcom and putting it together.
I would call it Humpy and Dumpy. Up
There you go.
next, did you ever look at a food sexually? What was it?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I mean, can anybody who was raised in the 90s look at an apple pie any differently? You know?
So, did you take a dip?
I've never done it, but I mean, for Christ's sakes, that's the first thing you think of when you see an apple pie anymore. God forbid somebody cracks a hole in it.
I was thinking, how did he not burn his dick? I know it was a movie, but how did he not burn his dick? That looks painful. By the way, it was a pie that was like this big. Is his dick like this big? But
you were just
like this.
You were just yelling at me for freaking thinking too much about his anchor question. And
I know.
You trying to figure out the rationale of a pie in a movie.
When you talk movies, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I love movies, and that scene always brings up those questions.
Well, that was the movie poster. You see, 90s were a much different time. That was the movie poster. That was like the 7-foot thing inside the movie theater was a pie with a dick hole in it. Come on, that's craziness.
Well, with me, it's melons. They always look like titties.
Yeah.
Oh God. This is you gotta bear with me here, JH.
That's fine. It's fine.
He wants
let's do it.
He wants you to look directly in my eyes and tell me that you want to mush your pale pickle into my food sewer.
Okay. Do you need my glasses off for this? Because if I keep my glasses on, you're gonna get the rings.
You want to mush your pale pickle into my food sewer.
Hey, Mangria, I would love to mush my food pickle into your food. Wait, what? What is it?
You want to mush your pale pickle into my food
pale pickle. Sewer. Why do you say it's pale? Are you just assuming my race like that? Come on. Mangria, I would love to mush my pale pickle into your food sewer. Hard.
It's going to be very hard to sleep at night because of that.
So hard.
Hashtag
so hard.
Hashtag love on the Pride Parade spectrum.
So hard.
Okay, JH, this is going to be your favorite thing, I think.
Sure.
And I'm going to let you go off. You go off. He wants you to cut a promo on someone with tiny nipples.
On tiny nipples? I can't cut a promo on myself.
No,
and I'm not going to lift my shirt up, but oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not incriminating myself. Hell no. I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole. All I gotta say is, where do we start? Do we start about the punk rock credibility that his uncle wrote every freaking great punk rock song out of that specific area? No. Where he goes, oh, you're going to go see them? Tell them I sent you. You'll get backstage passes? No, come on. That's stupid. Or that we are a jiu-jitsu expert, even though we're a short, fat guy. Yeah, that's a good one. The family business, where we make so much money, you get offended when people tease you about it because it fluctuates, yet you post stories about smoking pot in some sort of random shithouse fucking rat shack with your wires hanging all over the place, shirtless, posting pictures about dinner with a fucking burnt piece of shit fucking Walmart hamburger on a grill, on a dirty ass grill, nonetheless. Yeah, that's a good one too. Or the fact that you were on a job hunt for fucking 6 months and you couldn't figure out why, even though you were posting smoking weed the whole way to the fucking job. Like, people don't fucking look that shit up. No, I have nothing to say.
There's some history here, folks. But now joining the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Hashtag acknowledge me as your YouTube champion.
Yeah, it's acknowledged. I'm actually very fucking impressed.
Just treat her so well.
He has stepped it up. And if she is pregnant, I hope you make those payments.
And she's not going to give birth to baby championships, Jake. She's going to give birth to bracelets. Hey, get real.
Fuck that. That's great. But shout out to the fact that, how big is this Fuji weight title?
It's
as a fellow mega pounder, can you wear it?
No, I can't wear it. I can't wear any belt. I would need your Six Flags belt extenders. Call back.
Nice. I like it. See the YouTube title. I can fit on the last 2 snaps.
Nice.
So that's like I'll admit I'm fucking 6'5", 310 pounds. I'm a huge fucking person. I get it. And with my waist and everything, the fact that it fit, that's why I was taking so many stupid pictures. And then you know what? When I did have it, shit was still shut down. So that's why I was photoshopping myself in front of all the pictures. But all those places that I was photoshopping in were out of my. I actually was there. I just didn't bring the belt with me.
But now I'm going to give you this time, JH, to promote anything you want 10 people to hear right now.
Can I promote a couple things?
At whatever. Go for it.
Sure. Since for all the tens of millions of followers and viewers, tough dad stuff right here. Give John a follow and his beautiful, long, weird ass hair that I like to tease him with. But also, I keep this page private because this is something I enjoy myself and I don't like people to interfere with it. But Matthew JH 138, like that has been more of a help for my life than anything else I can possibly think of. So actually, thank you. And I would also like to thank Jake and Zanka for that too. I mean, that was when I was in tough times. That was some help. And even with the chat, which by the way, since I am the headliner of the third wave of inductions into the Hall of Fame, I have not gotten my certificate. I just want to put that out there. Oh, fuck yeah. And since there was no Hall of Fame last year, the headliner of the last Hall of Fame of the SRAP Army, I feel a little bit slighted. But also, let's see. Suburban Dad 732 on Instagram. That's my dumbass dad page that seems to be very popular. That's kind of fun. You get titty pictures every once in a while. It's pretty cool too. And you didn't ask this. You brought it up, but you didn't ask it. And I prepared and I have posts for it and I didn't do it.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right.
Like I said, I was at a wedding last week with my friends and I made this page as a joke to fuck with my friend years ago because he does not want to talk to girls. He doesn't want to talk to people, this and that. And he's been single for 12 years. So I made an online page to tease him about it. So he would have his face out on the internet called Fager Does the Holidays. That's where I get the holiday things. And if you follow that page, I take his picture and I Photoshop it into stupid little things. And today is Left-Handers Day.
Ooh. Hey, I'm left-handed.
So am I.
Nice.
Today is National Left-Handers Day. There's a whole bunch of memes and everything I had made and have all set up for it. And it's just I've been super busy. I'll get it done in a little bit. Yes, I will. So, yeah, that'll be a Left-Handers Day. It's Flame Mignon Day and National Garage Sale Day.
Well, shout out to all the lefties out there. But
yes,
I asked you to do one more thing. Forgive me. I think the episode ran long. That's why I completely forgot about it. But I hope it was entertaining. Do you currently have any music recommendations, especially to the person you cut a promo on? Do you have any music recommendations that you are currently into? Give some. What are you into nowadays?
All right, so I completely misunderstood that. I thought you meant there's a song to play inside. I don't even remember what I freaking told you because I've been listening to a lot of things. But if it's going to be for on who cut the promo, it's going to be, and it's not a CM Punk reference whatsoever because CM Punk's trash. I agree with that one, but it's Clobbering Time by Sick of It All. That is a real song, and he is a real fan of the band Sick of It All. He has the tattoo of it. He wears H2O shirts all the time. Who is friends with Sick of It All? That is an actual real song that they play, and that's like how they start their shows. Nothing's better in the world than when you fucking feel you're in some dank ass club in New York City. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you look up one video, look up some fucking dank ass Sick of It All. It's Clobbering Time, New York City. Look it up and watch the whole club explode when they play. There's no words to it. It's just hard fucking core beat down music and people letting that aggression go. It's fucking great shit.
Nice.
It wouldn't have been that, but you had to bring up the promo. So
I smell a feud reigniting. No, shout out to Suburban Dad 732. 732. What is that?
732. Old AOL things where you put your area code.
Yeah, because I remember our very first interview together.
Yeah.
I said, "What does 138 stand for?" And you told me, so I was just curious.
That's Misfits, yeah. So yeah, and I was actually going to wear a Misfits shirt, and I saw this because if we're sitting down, the shirt looks good, but if I'm standing up, it looks like a belly shirt. Doesn't have the tall sizes, but it was cheap on Amazon.
I share the struggle, my brother. But thank you once again.
It's a hard life.
Matthew JH, for your time. Thank you to everyone who watches, who listens. I'm going to try and get the audio on Spotify as well. Shout out.
When they ask what the butt meat elbow is.
The butt meat elbow. There it is.
There you go. Yeah.
Nobody kicks out of the butt meat elbow. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, all hail Jesus Christ.